11th Hour, an audio drama by Patricia, Asedegbega.
Episode 5.
Good morning, Auntie. Mommy said I was to bring you this.
Helen looked up from her sewing machine. Angela, her stepmother's 19-year-old distant relation, handed her a plastic bag. Helen opened it and took out 2 materials. She frowned, then suddenly remembered that it was for her to make one of the dresses for the reception that would probably not happen. The previous evening, when she got home, Helen had given very non-committal answers to the interrogation that she had been subjected to about if she knew the real reason the dinner had been cancelled. Angela, as usual, was in no hurry to leave and do the house chores that were waiting for her at home. Her stepmother was paying for her to retake the entrance exams to university for the 3rd time, and the woman was definitely getting back her investment in household chores. Helen went into the inner room and a few moments later came out with a bag. She handed it to the girl, who quickly opened it.
Is it for Mommy?
No. It's for you to wear at the wedding. Go and try it on. Let me see.
Angela had taken out the dress and rushed to the partitioned area that served as a changing room. A few minutes later, she emerged and went straight to the full-length mirror.
Auntie! I can't believe it! With the family material, and you even added shiny stones. I love glitter.
Yes. In the last 2 years, that bit has become abundantly clear to me. It does fit you rather well. The hem is too long. If you wait a moment, I'll fix it.
But Auntie, I don't think that Mommy wants me all glammed up. She said that I'm to go straight to the reception venue first thing in the morning and make sure things are being done, and that later I'm to ensure that everything continues running smoothly.
Is it Mommy's wedding? Eh? Is it Mommy's wedding? You'll sit with the family. Now, would it be of great help to me every once in a while if you kept an eye on things at the reception? Yes, it would. But you are to have fun, eat, and dance like any other guest. I've put you on the table of some of Chris's cousins and ours, away from Mommy's watchful eyes.
Ha, Auntie! I'm so happy you didn't marry that Uncle Douglas. Uncle Chris is so different. He wouldn't do what I saw Uncle Douglas do. Uncle Chris always gives me money every time he comes to see you. And...
Wait. What did you see Douglas do?
I saw him with a woman at the supermarket one day. He was pushing a trolley and she was putting things in it. Auntie, at first, I didn't think much of it. It could be a relative, but I still followed them like a detective would. The way they were laughing and holding hands, Auntie, I knew they were not related. I knew they weren't related. I heard him say that the next month, his people would go and see her people.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, Auntie, I told Mommy. I told her, so she could tell you. But she said I wasn't to say a word. That I should worry about passing my exams and not meddle in adults' affairs. Well, I wrote a note, ready to put it under your pillow. But a week later, you both broke up.
So she knew, and she still wanted me to marry him. What kind of a person does that?
Finally,
Gladys exclaimed as she spotted Helen walking through the door.
What took you so long? My ice cream is almost finished. I'm guessing you will pay for another round to mitigate our anger.
Gladys, it's your turn to pay. Don't look for creative ways to avoid your responsibility. I'll have strawberry and vanilla, please.
Helen, how are you holding up?
Well, if things weren't tense enough during my conversation with Chris. When I got home, my stepmother informed me that the dinner that had been cancelled is going to hold on Saturday night. I barely slept. I'll have to come clean to all of them on Saturday.
See how generous your cup is. That sales girl was trying to be stingy. I told her that no way was I paying for the misery that she was trying to serve me. So she added extra and the biscuit.
Okay, look. We need a plan. We have only 4 days to find out as much as we can. The clock is ticking. Helen can't cancel the wedding much later than next week.
Oh, I already started. Agnes, please take notes. We need to divide the workload. So, I looked into Bettina and Chris's online presence. Chris has only appeared in news segments and society pages. He doesn't have social media accounts.
Yes. He doesn't like exposing his life. His mom and sister have, so he might appear tagged in photographs they put up.
Yeah. I was about to explain all that. I stayed up till 1 a.m. concluding my research. Bettina, on the other hand, is on every social media platform that you can think of. However, mysteriously, all activities halted for a year and resumed last week. Coincidence?
That's why they broke up. She must have gone away or something. In the conversation that I overheard, Tunde distinctively said that Bettina was back. Not sure there's anything strange here. Rich people go and heal from breakups and the rest of us just carry on.
So you met Chris around that time. Helen, tell us exactly what happened the first time you saw him. Maybe there's something that can throw some light on this.
I don't know. I don't think so. But, well, okay. I was supposed to be meeting someone at the bar. I was working in that accountancy firm then. And a colleague set me up with a friend of hers. Chris came in and went to a private lounge, I think. I noticed a number of men walking in that direction. And soon, they were making a lot of noise. I saw him, but was preoccupied with the fact that my date was running late. After waiting for over an hour or so, what was left of my self-esteem, and I decided to leave the place. I went outside to the parking lot. Chris was trying to open the door of his car. Tunde and Jude were with him, just laughing and joking. He looked like he was having some trouble, and as I got closer, I could tell that they had had quite a bit to drink.
Oh, what a romantic story.
The keys had fallen on the ground. I picked them up and put them in my purse. He looked at me shocked, and Tunde and Jude started speaking to me rudely. I told them that I could call them a cab, but that they were a danger to themselves and the rest of the world. You know how I feel about drunk driving.
Yeah.
After my mother. Seeing that his friends were beginning to get aggressive, Chris said, "Fine, take them. You can even keep the car. Guys, let's go back in. It's still early." I wrote down my number and asked him to call me for his keys when he got sober. He looked at me and laughed. He said, "All of you are just the same."
Meaning?
Like I said, keep the car. Then he turned around and walked back into the direction of the club. I placed the piece of paper with my number on his windscreen and left. Now, 2 days later, I got a call from him. He asked me to meet at a fancy restaurant and offered to send someone for me, but I declined his offer. I got there, dropped the keys on the table, and made to turn away. But he...
Wait. That's a clue right there. We know that when you met Chris, it was just right after his relationship ended. He said, "You are all just the same." He must have been speaking about her. But what? The same controlling kind? The same looking for some form of payment? What did he mean?
I have no idea. But he stopped me and asked me to please sit. And then he apologized for their attitude that night and offered me money for my troubles. I looked at him, shock evident on my face, and I just left. So, maybe it was about the money. It felt like something he had thought I'd expect. Girls, this is all so complicated.
Yeah.
We're digging into something that we have zero idea about.
Agnes wrote down things on the paper she had previously taken out of her bag.
Okay, let's not guess stuff. Let's find out. I've divided some tasks for us. Gladys, you need to dig more and find people on her social media that you should be able to approach.
Okay.
And find out what happened. You know, those 2 or 3 friends that are in most pics. Find a way to accidentally meet them. Helen, you get along with Chris's sisters. See what you can discover. Talk to his mom as well. I will also accidentally meet up with Tunde and Jude. Jude tried to hit on me on Chris's birthday. Let's take this seriously, ladies.
Okay.
We have 4 days. We'll reconvene at Helen's shop on Thursday evening. Agreed?
Yeah.
Gladys nodded eagerly, as it was what she liked doing, finding out stuff. Helen, on the other hand, was horrified. She was trying to keep away from the family in general. Agnes's plan wasn't going to help with that at all.
Look, it seems clear to me at this point that you've decided not to go ahead with this marriage. I encourage you to at least try to get some clarity. It's unfortunate that Chris has chosen to not be communicative. Oh, please sit. You're making me dizzy.
Am I making a big deal about things? I keep asking myself, maybe to be madly in love with each other isn't a requisite for success. And him seeing me as an ordinary looking girl isn't a big deal. But him not telling me things and Bettina's presence makes me feel that something is going on or about to. Sister Josephine, tell me what to do, please.
I have seen a lot of couples through the years. Some in my theology of the body classes. Some come after marriage for counseling. Some I saw were madly in love with each other before taking their vows. Others approached marriage from a more pragmatic perspective. The ones that I've seen that are making it through the years are the ones that have understood the sacrament of marriage for exactly what it is. A state of life in which they serve each other and their community, the route to their sanctification. Couples that include God in every single moment are the ones that normally find that true love. A love they understand to be deeper than just feeling butterflies in their stomachs. So, painful as this is for you, I'm glad that you are asking these questions now. And I would suggest that you include my boss in all your worries.
Sister Josephine pointed upward and smiled.
But he sees everything. He knows what I'm going through. Why can't he just help me?
He likes hearing from you directly, just as you want to hear from him. I suggest that you spend a little time in conversation. Fulton Sheen wrote in an excellent book, 3 to Get Married. Go and read that too. Helen, I have a couple coming over in about 2 minutes. I think you need to complete the assignment given to you. If you need to see me before Saturday, give me a call. But always be assured of my prayers.
Helen stopped and looked at the nun as fear engulfed her. She didn't want to leave the office for a very long time, probably till after Saturday. Sighing, she left the office. A young couple was waiting outside, and Helen glanced at them. She hoped that they were in a much better place than she was. Once in the car park of the church, Helen stopped and looked back at the building. Turning around, she retracted her steps.
Better late than never, Lord. Please intervene because I've never felt so lost in my life.
Helen walked into the shop. She had called earlier, and Kemi had told her that she would be there that morning.
Hey, our future wife!
Kemi came to greet her as Helen stopped to look at a lamp in the shop. Helen smiled at her. Kemi had always treated her well, and she seemed genuinely happy about her entering into the family. They hugged, and Kemi led her into the inner office. They exchanged pleasantries, and Kemi asked her salesgirl to get them some light refreshments.
So less than 3 weeks to the D-Day. This is so exciting! How are preparations going? Sorry I haven't been very involved in the last weeks. I've been traveling to get things for the shop and 2 contracts I had to furnish some homes. But I'm all yours now, I promise. So hit me with the duties.
Bettina is back.
Did she go anywhere? Why does it seem to bother you?
Because Chris won't tell me what happened between them. And I saw her in his office the other day. I think there's something going on.
Look, I know that it can be worrying, and with the stress of the wedding, you're probably imagining things. Did you find them in a compromising situation?
No. But it was a 4-year relationship, and I have no idea why it ended. I met Chris just afterwards. He seemed very affected by it all. My imagination is running wild. Please tell me what you know about what happened.
Well, I'm very sure that nothing is going on, but I see that it's really disturbing you, and I get it. I'll probably feel the same way, you know. Look, it's not just you that's in the dark about why they broke up. Nobody seems to know what happened. 1 minute, Bettina was constantly with Chris. The next, it was all over. We all tried to get the gist out of him. My mom, Felicita, myself, even my dad, prompted by mommy, of course. Chris can be as silent as a tomb when he wants to. Since he had his place, he stayed away for a while, probably trying to avoid our questions. We didn't even find out that they weren't together till about 2 weeks later.
So, he told you? What did he say exactly?
No, it was her mother. She met mommy at a party, and she told her that she was so distraught about the separation. Mommy came home shocked and told us. Bettina's mom had told her that Chris had been the one to break it up and that her poor daughter spent all day crying in her room, barely eating. Mommy called Chris and all he said was that it was over and that he didn't want to talk about it. Helen, we tried. All of us. All of the family. We were met with silence. I'm afraid that I can't throw any more light on the situation. No.
But what was their relationship like? Did anything strange happen during that period? I mean, that coincided with their breakup?
It's been over a year, and I was quite busy during that period. I was just setting up this place and was busy chasing contracts and working a lot of hours, which helped as I was also nursing a heartbreak. You know, My engagement had ended 2 months earlier, so I was quite distracted in general. But they made a trendy couple, physically attractive. They were always out and about. She was always around during celebrations and seemed like a nice girl. She's a few years older than me, so we weren't close. She had a group of friends, but I, like everyone, assumed that they would soon get engaged.
Yes, she's very attractive.
Helen remembered the woman she had seen in Chris's office.
You have nothing to envy her for.
Me?
Yes, you. I love your natural braids. That you basically just use only lip gloss. You are very pretty, Helen. Plus, you have a very original dress sense.
Helen's eyes widened in shock, and she let out a chuckle as she thought that Kemi was only trying to be nice.
So, you can't tell me anything else about them? I get the distinct feeling that she wants to pick up where they left off. And
Helens, just stop. It's all wedding nerves. Chris adores you. Look, maybe she wants to. I can't speak for her, but we all saw the change in him when you came into his life. We'd been so worried about his drinking after the breakup. I mean, Chris and his friends partied, but just never like that. The day that he came home saying that he had met a very annoying woman, I just knew that things were about to take a turn. Look, Chris isn't very communicative, feelings-wise. But believe me, I'd bet all I have that Chris will be waiting for you at that altar, not Bettina.
Helen stayed a while longer, and on her way out, in the shop area of Kemi's business, she looked around her at all the items on display.
You'd lose all this, Kemi. Good thing I didn't take you up on that bet.
Helen looked at the young woman before her. Felicita and Kemi were very different. Where Kemi was creative and dressed more casually, Felicita was normally always in a suit, not a hair out of place. The young lawyer always looked her part. She smiled at Helen as she concluded her phone conversation and got up to hug her.
Helen, you have never been in my office before. To what do I owe the pleasure? I believe all my guests have confirmed their attendance, and my dresses are ready. I'm so happy that you included me in your bridal train.
Yeah, Bettina is back. Yes, and it makes me feel uneasy. I just would like to know what they were like and the kind of person she is.
Let me guess. Chris has brushed off your concerns. That's typical of my brother. I know she's back. I saw her at a club on Saturday. She came over to say hi, and I was with Sam. Bettina said hi to him and asked how we were all doing, Chris included. I told her that we were all looking forward to the wedding. She smiled and said nothing. Then she said goodbye and went off to join her friends. Helen, I really wouldn't worry. She seemed in high spirits. To have moved on.
What were they like together? Do you remember anything about the breakup? Anything, even if unrelated, that struck you as strange?
Well, not really. They were always together. I did think she was a tad possessive. Honestly, the breakup was such a shock to me. I did see her about a week later. I drove past the travel agency, and she was coming out of it. She was on her phone. Nothing strange,
that I can recall from that period. Chris was drinking a lot and not talking, so Mommy tried to have him sleep over as much as possible. Never liked his circle of friends. They seemed to handle pain by drowning it. Oh, this is totally unrelated. I think it was around that same period that Bettina's father ran into some financial trouble. Something about a few deals going wrong. But a few months later, I heard he sorted it out. So, it probably had nothing to do with Chris and Bettina. Helen, smile. You have nothing to worry about.
Helen did so reluctantly. A bit later, once again in her car, Helen thought that she did have a lot to worry about. She felt just as in the dark as she had been that morning.
Decisions. What will Helen do? Subscribe to Patricia Asedegbega's YouTube channel and find out in the radio drama, The 11th Hour. You wouldn't want to miss a single episode. Trust me. Thank you for listening. Helen and Co. will be back very soon with the rest of their story. Hey, don't go anywhere. Not without subscribing, liking, hitting the bell button for notification, and leaving a comment, my people.